Hi everyone, this is Stacy Ray. I apologize that we're 2 minutes late. I was waiting for some other people to sign on. I am thrilled that you're here. I hope you'll forgive me. This is the first time that I'm doing a webinar about CBD, and I'm really excited. I am a director with Canaway, and I've been with the organization for actually 2 months. So maybe almost a little less than 2 months. And I have to tell you that I absolutely have had a life-changing experience with CBD. And so it just makes me even more excited to share this with you. I don't know what brought you here. Maybe you want to learn more about CBD for you or your family. I know that some of you are very concerned about how to choose a safe, reliable product with all that's out there popping up on every street corner. And some of you may be even potentially interested in a business opportunity. Whatever the reason, I'm really happy to see you. I hope that I can help you tonight. And just a little housekeeping. Everyone's on mute, so don't worry about that. I'm going to ask that when we're done, that you get in touch with the person who brought you here. They'll be able to answer any questions that you have. The question box is open, and you can feel free to ask a question, and I'll try to answer that for you. Occasionally, throughout the presentation, I will post a couple of polls. They're kind of fun and just see where we're all at. So because I can't walk and chew gum at the same time, I'm going to turn off my video camera and concentrate on giving you some really exciting and interesting information. So again, thanks for being here, and let's get started. Okay, so it is really important that we know the history of hemp because, as you see, I just posted a poll and I said, do you think that hemp and marijuana are the same thing? And they are not. And we'll go into that. But I'm a bit of a history nerd, and so I absolutely love finding out how things came to be. So history not only has a way of repeating itself, but it also gives you clues about what the future is going to hold. So right now, we're actually seeing so much of our history replay itself. Our country was actually founded with hemp, and all of the founding fathers had hemp crops. In fact, all the original colonies were required to have hemp farms in order to even become one of the first colonies. So hemp it fed the livestock, and the livestock fed the people. And so the people had these elements in their body that kept them healthy and resilient in the new world. It was a staple crop in our society, but it became vilified by wealthy people because they were fearful of what it might replace. So what I mean by that is just like today, where we have lobbyists that literally can control our commerce, the same happened then. The 1937 Marijuana Act was implemented due to pressure from industries like plastics, cotton, and pharmaceuticals. In fact, did you know that 90% of all medicines back then in the 1800s and early 1900s actually came from hemp because our bodies need it? So um, the Marijuana Tax Act made it so unprofitable for farmers to continue growing hemp because of the taxation. And so hemp disappeared, basically. So what is the difference between hemp and marijuana? And I have to confess to you, I actually had to learn this because I really started out thinking they were the same or similar. So as you can see in the pictures, hemp is very tall and lengthy. It can grow 10 to 20 feet high. It has, it's kind of like a bamboo because it grows so fast and it grows so tall. Marijuana is short and bushy. But when you talk about hemp and marijuana, think about it like as citrus fruits. Like you have all these different citrus fruits, lemons, oranges, grapefruits, etc. We refer to them as citrus, and they are all from the same genus, but they're different. So hemp and marijuana actually do come from the same plant, which is called the cannabis sativa L family. So the difference is what they're bred for. Now, marijuana is grown for its psychoactive effect and its medicinal applications. And the psychoactive effect comes from THC. Hemp, on the other hand, is grown mostly for fiber and used in textiles, but it also has a high concentration of CBD. And we're going to talk about why that is so important. In our company, we focus on the hemp side. We focus on being able to provide a plant that has a cannabinoid in it, in fact, multiple cannabinoids, so that we can help you get healthy, not high. Our products are legal in all 50 states and, in fact, all 28 countries of the European Union. We're actually going to be moving beyond the US and the EU starting this fall, and I'm really excited about that. And I'll touch on that in a little bit. So, what are cannabinoids anyway? They're special compounds that are found in hemp, and we know of at least 100 different types. The chemical compounds, such as terpenoids and antioxidants, in addition to cannabinoids. So we have all these other elements that are naturally in the plant that have this ability to tap into a system in our body that regulates all of our bodily functions and creates balance. And we need them in our body. We get some here and there in our everyday food and herbs, but not nearly what we need, because no longer is hemp being grown in a plentiful way. And so it's not being fed to our livestock. Think back to our history. And so we're just not getting it. And by the way, hemp is actually one of the 50 fundamental herbs in traditional Chinese medicine. So it's considered to be an essential herb and essential food, just like echinacea, flax, tea, hops, etc. So I keep talking about this bodily system. What is it actually? Well, it's the endogenous cannabinoid system. So if you don't know me, then you won't know that I spent 30 years of my life at the bedside of patients, and never once did I hear about the endogenous cannabinoid system. Not during my training, not during my practice, nothing. It's important to know that most medical schools are still not teaching that, but it's starting to change. And because of all the outreach and education from companies like ours, there are some universities that are now teaching it. They're even offering degrees in how to grow it, how to scientifically genotype it, and so many other things. So it is really important to tap into this system because it is your body's largest self-regulatory system. It balances everything. And of course, the big ones are your mood, your sleep, appetite, hormone production, and more. If you look at the dots on this diagram, in the green, you will see where it says the CB1 receptors. These receptors are all throughout your brain and your central nervous system. And as we know, these connect everything throughout your body. The rest of your body, and especially in your gut right here, you have CB2 receptors, and they regulate and maintain your immune system. Even our skin, as you can see at these blue dots, even our skin has these little organs to regulate body temperature and control a lot of the protection against our environment and our immune system. So I'm going to show you 4 slides, and of course, I can't, I don't want to hold you up and, sit and talk about all of them, but these are just some of the conditions and diseases that are known and have been researched and studied to be helped by CBD. And as you'll see, everything from anxiety, autism, fibromyalgia, let's see, what do we've got? We've got thyroiditis and Graves' disease, lung cancer, Parkinson's, thyroid, schizophrenia, you name it, you're probably going to be able to find research on whether this helps or not. And I find this very fascinating because as someone who's been in the medical field and involved with not only with my patients but myself, the impact and the side effects of big pharma, it is so incredible to me that we have this just overwhelmingly amazing natural plant and there are no side effects from these products. I wanted to show you this because I think it's really very cool. And to have a retired cardiac surgeon say this is kind of blows my mind because they don't usually come out and say things like this. But Dr. David Allen says that the discovery of this system is actually is going to save more lives than the application of sterile surgical technique. So if you are in the medical field, you know how profound that is since everything is about being sterile and clean. So what do you need to know when you are buying CBD? Every single day, stores are popping up on corners. People are selling out of their pockets. People are telling you they're growing it on their farms, down the street. Here's what's important to know. You need to know for any product that you're going to buy, you want to know what the purity is. You want to know the source of the testing and what the testing results are. You want to know the potency. How many milligrams per serving? And you want to know the price. What is the cost per milligram? Because you're going to get what you pay for. It really is all about the oil. I want to talk to you about the company at first. And yes, that's Canaway, the company that I am so proud to be associated with. First, I'd like to see if you would like to take a little poll because here you go. Take the poll. You just have to click. I'll just leave it open for a second. Well, I have a feeling that I might be preaching to the choir, and you are all correct, 100%. Um, it is very safe for children and animals, and teenagers, and all mammals. But again, we need to make sure that it's a pure product, a quality product. So let's take a step back and talk about Canaway because this is really important for you to know. There are websites that the person who invited you here can share with you. We have a Canaway app, and we also have our Canaway website where you can dig deeper on the endocannabinoid system and what cannabinoids are and how they help you. But our company is a hemp company, as I told you. We're solely devoted to hemp and all the things that come from hemp and moving that forward. And Canaway's been doing this for over 5 years. And we have 4 pillars that our business is built on. The first, we are family oriented. And I don't mean just family oriented in that, we love people and their children or their grandchildren. We mean you do not need to be afraid to leave your products sitting out. You don't have to hide your products or put them away because they are safe for everyone, including your children and your furry friends. The second pillar is that we're sustainable. This is very near and dear to my heart. Everything that we do is sustainable, and everything we develop for the future is sustainable, so that we can add value to our planet. All of our products are sourced where they're always non-GMO. There's never any chemicals, pesticides, herbicides, or heavy metals. We use a virgin soil that's been used to grow only hemp for generations, and this pure source is why we can say what we say. And if you look right here, this is a house built with hemp. I don't know about you, but I would definitely be on board with that. The third pillar is that everything that we make is natural and botanical. And everything that we launch is going to be natural and botanical, or we're not going to do it. Our fourth pillar, and extremely important, is we are science driven. Everything has to be proven, and everything has to be independent, third party lab tested, and our products have to work and do what we say they will. They have to say on the label what they have on the inside of that product. We provide total transparency because we're giving these products to children and people who need it to maintain their health. We take this responsibility pretty seriously, in fact, very seriously. And so does our parent company. We are actually owned by Medical Marijuana Inc., which was the first publicly traded company in the cannabis space. That in itself is pretty exciting. And their mission was to create a legal pipeline for hemp to come into the country for the first time and help people who needed it. So Canaway is actually only part of this mission. As you can see, we have a large family of companies, each doing something different to aid us in our revolution, our hemp revolution. Hemp meds, Real Scientific Hemp Oil, there's us, Canaway, Phyto Animal Health, Echo Connection, and we'll talk about that, Canna Life, and Axum Biotech. So we are a company of first, and I think this might be one of the things that excites me the most, is because if you look at your control panel, you will see that I've loaded some handouts for you. So there is a handout of all of the reasons that Canaway is a company of first, and they are super exciting. One of the first is that we were the first direct selling company in the cannabis space. We created the whole trend that's now emerging. And everybody wants to get into this business because why wouldn't they? We're helping people and changing the world, and we're doing great for our planet. We're bringing back something that's been prohibited. Think about it. We are actually participating in modern day anti-prohibition here with hemp. The second thing that we were the first to establish is a global CBD pipeline. And as I told you before, we are completely legal and available in the European Union. And in case you're not aware, the EU has much stricter guidelines for everything, and especially with regard to GMOs and pesticides and chemicals and labeling and all of that. And so to be trusted in Europe is it's a major thing. So, whoops, sorry about that. So, I also mentioned that we were the first to establish the quality standards that includes independent triple lab testing. So now basically everyone has to either follow suit or change the way they do business. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they are changing the way they're doing business, but this is a big thing when you are looking at, what CBD products you want to buy. One of the most important things you can do to know about your company that you're considering is to request a copy of the third-party triple lab testing, and it should give you information by batch. You don't want a report that was tested on a product that was made 5 years ago. You want the most recent batch that they're actually selling to you. So our standards are now the gold standard for everyone in the entire industry. And this has actually led us to get a certification that I'll show you in a minute that proves that we have really led the way for everyone else in this industry. We were also the first to present CBD to the World Health Organization. This is major because it's causing leaders around the world to rethink their perspective on CBD and hemp because it is so life-changing and also affords a way for sustainability within their different nations in the world. We were also the first international brand to make a medicine that is going out to Mexico, Brazil, and Paraguay. Now, there are people who desperately need this medication. We helped change the laws in Mexico so that sick children who needed CBD were able to get it. And I'm not a doctor, but even with my medical background, I can't make any medical claims. But there are people who have had incredible experiences with CBD. And when I found out that our company was creating these products that were approved for children with intractable diseases in these various countries, and that our products were so pure and trusted in the medical community, I knew there was no question that I wanted to be part of this. Um, this is big. Most people don't even know that this patent exists. Um, we actually have the rights to license the National Institute of Health patent to our subsidiary, Canna Life Sciences. So this 507 government patent is not ours, it's the government's. But we're the ones who have the exclusive right to use it to make discoveries and bring products to market that will help people knowing what this patent is proving, which is that cannabinoids are actually neuroprotectants and antioxidants, and they're used in the treatment and prevention of neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, etc. I'm also really proud to be part of a company that is just breaking boundaries everywhere. I mean, we're creating quite a stir, and we have been for some time, but we have been featured everywhere. This is just a teeny sampling of where we've been featured, and all in a good way, I might add. You know, they always say bad press is better than no press at all, but in our case, all of our press has been terrific. So let's just talk about our family of products quickly. This is right here the what it takes to become a product in our Canway family. You need the lab testing, and it has to be triple lab tested by independent labs. It has to be 100% natural and organic. No pesticides, no herbicides, no heavy metals, non-GMO, and it needs to be federally legal. And every single product that we offer meets these standards. So remember earlier I was telling you that we received a certification earlier, and just recently, I think it was last week or just about a week and a half ago. So Canaway and our parent company and subsidiaries have received this first certification seal from the U.S. Hemp Authority. We actually got the first certification. And this is a rigorous process. I mean, they check everything that you say that's in your product is actually in there, that the products do what they say. They check what your ethics are, what you're supposed to be. Everything has to be in line with what's required plus more. So this is huge recognition because, as I mentioned, we're everything we said we are, and now to be certified as a trusted company, that's just fantastic. So I love the fact that the company that I'm working with has integrity, and it's safe, and everything we do is accurate. And that's really what separates us from other companies who are just jumping on the bandwagon and trying to make a quick buck. So another thing that we have is that we have full spectrum supplements. Now, one of them is our Pure Gold liquid. and we're actually able to extract the THC out of the product by distilling it. And people who are concerned about THC can still have all the other wonderful pieces and parts of the product, and it's excellent for the whole family. We're also now supported by the medical community. Here's another first. So this is exciting, and especially for anyone in the medical community, such as myself, it's very exciting to know that I can open up the physicians or I'm sorry, we don't call it the PDR like that anymore. It's the prescriber's digital reference. I can open this. We are the first CBD product to be included in the prescriber's digital reference. It's being recommended by physicians, and it is so important that doctors have this available to them because they use the PDR to know what products are safe for them to recommend so that they don't jeopardize their license, their practice, but most important, they don't want to jeopardize their patients. So we are the first. So not only are we here, which is an incredible feat, but we're certified by the U.S. Hemp Authority. These are full spectrum supplements. You can get them in capsules, liquid, or even our premium applicators. These are the white applicators that you see here. These applicators contain pure plant material, and they're not mixed with any liquids. Now, our full spectrum products have less than 0.3 THC, which is the legal requirement for hemp in the United States. But what about the people who don't want any THC? There's people who can't because they can't tolerate the THC, even at that minimal amount, or because they need to be drug tested because they work in jobs such as government or healthcare, transportation. We have pure CBD that is only made from CBD. And so the CBD has been isolated out of the plant, and everything else goes away. So you're only getting the CBD. And what's awesome about these products, and again, they also come in capsules or liquids. Excuse me. We meet the World Anti-Doping Standards. And what that means is that athletes can use these products and not be disqualified from their athletic pursuits. And this is actually what the U.S. Olympics Committee uses, the World Anti-Doping Standards. So we're really proud to have that. So now I just want to tell you very quickly about probably it's definitely at my top two things. I get up every morning and the first thing I do is I use Revive AM. We are so lucky to have Dr. Janelle Kim, who is actually the formulator of these products, along with her husband. She brought her family's lineage from the Korean royal family of physicians to Canaway. And as she taught us that hemp is one of the traditional Chinese herbs, her formula actually works perfectly with hemp because they have an affinity for each other. The products actually, this Bebong formula, along with the CBD, lends itself to detoxification, reducing inflammation, but the herbs add more to the story. So we've got this AM and PM formula. And so actually, if you can see right here, these have little spray bottles on them. You literally just spray them in your mouth in the morning and at night. They are incredible. I'm not joking. A lot of people who actually try our products are starting with the AM and PM because they get such an immediate kick and results from them. Truthfully, when I started with this, the first thing I took was the Revive AM. And I was blown away because my brain fog was gone immediately. I had more energy, definitely increased mental clarity. It was just such a winner for me. And then the PM, I've been an insomniac all my life, probably because I worked night shift for so long in the hospital. But the PM formula has been life-changing because I'm no longer sleep deprived. So we also have our skincare line, and I'm very excited to tell you that we will be probably around the middle of April. We will be introducing an even more exciting skin line, which I cannot wait for. But we've got our topical essential oils, which are immunity, tranquility, and energy, and our miracle salve. And I have to tell you, right here, this salve, I hope we have a contest someday of who can figure out the most uses for the salve because it is blowing my mind. I'm going to tell you the thing I learned this week. It is the best lip moisturizer on the planet, bar none. But I can tell you, my mom is 83. She has severe arthritis and has not been able to make a fist in years. She's been using the salve on her hands, kind of as like almost a moisturizer. Very, very thin. She can make fists. I mean, really make a fist without pain. And so she's very excited about that. But these products that we have topically, they help with everything from arthritis to pain issues, itching, soreness, and more. So if you try anything, I highly recommend that you go with the salve on top of anything else that you may be interested in. Now, we also have our food products, and when you take our power protein, when you take our power protein, you're getting hemp protein. So this helps with a lot of things. What makes ours so unique is that it combines with the Bebong herbal blend, and those herbs are actually unique to the protein powder. And those herbs are specifically designed for people who lead active lifestyles, like people who exercise a lot or they go for runs. And so if they have one of these shakes when they are done, it helps them have more stamina, better performance, and it helps their body overall. Now, the super greens, those are all about your digestive health. And that has a lot to do with the hemp flower, fiber, probiotic and prebiotic blend, and all the herbs that are inside. And I have to tell you, with mine, I actually stuck my little pinky in and tasted them just as they were, and they actually taste good. So I wouldn't recommend that you eat them dry, but they did taste good. And dog lover that I am, I have four. Um, I love that we have products for our dogs. And I actually have people that are using these products for their horses and cats, etc. We actually partnered with the Fido Animal Health to create this Dante's Pet line, which includes the CBD oil, the chews, and then the chew choy. The chew choy is made of hemp. Now, the chews, the little treats, I will tell you, they smell delicious. My dogs would just go nuts. But now we've been giving them the drops of the hemp oil in their food when we feed them. But we partnered with Fido because they have 4 veterinarian anesthesiologists on board. And we wanted to make sure that whatever we give our pets are non toxic because they're mammals too. So all mammals have an endocannabinoid, an endogenous cannabinoid system, and it needs to be triggered, and it can be triggered using our CBD products. Now, I'm going to tell you the thing that shocked me the most. Okay, we've got our hemp vape. Now, as someone who's worked in healthcare all my life, I am extremely opposed to the vapes that people use, where all the smoke is coming out, or fake smoke, or whatever it is, and they're addicting kids onto nicotine and what have you. This is a completely different vape. This doesn't have any smoke involved or anything like that. It is completely natural, and it's really great for those now situations. Like right now, I'm having anxiety. I can vape a couple of puffs, and it should help reduce my anxiety. Or for someone trying to quit smoking, if you're having one of those, insatiable cravings, this could help you possibly quit smoking because you can vape this and it will calm you down. But here's the thing that shocked me the most. It's actually excellent for people with lung problems like asthma and COPD. And that was actually one of my specialties in my career. And so, gosh, I wish that I could run around the hospital and offer this up to people because it's really fabulous. So, hemp and Canaway. Let me just say this. Hemp is the only annual renewable plant on our planet that is able to replace all fossil fuels. Can you imagine how incredible that would be to save our planet in that way? We also have our hemp clothing brand. We partnered with Hempies, and we carry their complete line as well as some exclusive items. But how awesome would it be to wear or give somebody clothes that aren't toxic and don't sit in a landfill when you're done with them? Um, Again, it's the sustainable factor. So I want to show you this real quick. Big Pharma, because they have to stick their nose everywhere, has come up with a pharmaceutical grade CBD, and I use that term very loosely. There's two studies that just came out. Okay, so I want you to look. It's called Epidiolex. All right, look at the different. Now here is just botanical CBD. Look at the difference. The dosing is different, extremely different. You need far less of the non pharmaceutical. You don't have to take it every day. Look at the difference in the reduction of seizures, the quality of life improvements, and the side effects. Very, very, very minor. Same thing here. Another company. It's just, why would you take a pharmaceutical grade product or a pharmaceutical product from Big Pharma when they are adding all kinds of chemicals and God knows what into your product, and it's not even producing the same results as the natural plant? So, quickly, I'm just going to tell you that Canna Life is our sister company, and they are the ones who hold the patent with the National Institute of Health, and they are studying cannabinoid-based therapeutics for treating neurological diseases. So primarily right now, they've been studying hepatic encephalopathy and chronic traumatic encephalopathy. And I'm sure that you've heard of CTE because it's become very prevalent with athletes. And they're finding that many athletes who ended up, with rage and all kinds of horrible effects of their careers have CTE. So um, we are so excited that we have our sports division in Kenway, led by Nick Lowry. Every day, it seems like we're adding more and more athletes to our revolution, and they are really promoting how helpful this can be. And I will tell you, if you have kids and grandchildren that play sports, this is something you may want to consider for them, is giving them the pure CBD without the THC. It meets the anti-doping and could change their lives. I spoke to someone the other day who said that their kids aren't even having the joint problems, that they have the pain from playing the sport since they've been on CBD. Echo is our pride and joy. It is our independent nonprofit charitable organization, and our mission is education, collaboration, and hope. And I have hope. And I love Echo. It is a place that you can go to online. It's echoconnection.org. It is just loaded with educational content, but it's also our charitable foundation. In 2017, we helped over 60 families with over $180,000 in donated products. Plus, we educated so many. And here's the thing, 100% of donations go to families. All the administrative costs are paid by Medical Marijuana Inc. And then just here's a picture of some of our adorable children. I'm going to our Believe conference, which is our annual training conference in April, and many of these children and their families are going to be there. And I am very excited to meet them. So I'm going to throw up one more poll. And do me a favor and just, if you would, fill in the poll. So, more than half of the people on this call are actually entrepreneurs and business owners, and that is great because you are here at the right place at the right time. What would you say if I told you that over 25,000 studies are out there that show the benefits of cannabis? You can look them up. You can access them 24 hours a day. It's all at your disposal. Now, when you get into the business, I want to ask you, did you know that 78% of all Americans live paycheck to paycheck? That's 4 out of 5 Americans. That means 80% of us on this call are living paycheck to paycheck. It doesn't have to be that way. For me, I think that most people are very frightened of being in business for themselves when they've been an employee most of their lives or all of their lives. But I love this business, and I am a business owner. I am a multi-business owner. Um, when you get into the business side of what we do, and people are spending more and more money on CBD, and you learn that hemp is actually going to overtake recreational and medical marijuana, that is something to really think about. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. And imagine if your industry could be larger than the organic food industry or the NFL. These are actually real predictions that we're hearing from the financial pundits, okay? The network marketing industry is also on track to be successful in this cannabis space. And our founders of Canaway actually had the foresight to envision this because people trust people who they know, who they love, that they can go to even more than they can go to doctors sometimes. So now we're trying to communicate with each other and let our loved ones know how to learn more about this and reach out to their doctors about it and get educated on how life changing this can be for them. So, network marketing is huge, and I am going to be perfectly transparent with you to let you know that I never, ever imagined or considered being in a network marketing business. But I'll tell you, when I learned that 90% of the next generation of millionaires are going to come from network marketing, I was like, hello, I think this might be something I want to get more information about. I also had a really big misunderstanding of what network marketing even was. And I realized that every day or very frequently, I purchase network marketing products from my friends and colleagues all the time, whether it's makeup or candles or cookware, doesn't matter. But the thing that impresses me most about network marketing is that I have spent most of my life trying to help women empower themselves, especially who want to build their independent business and create wealth. Look at this statistic, 74% involved in network marketing are women. I mean, that is huge. That's 3/4 of the industry. So, what does this mean to you? we're still very small. Canaway is still very small in the networking world. Now, take a look at this. You have an opportunity to be a stakeholder and a stockholder in this business and helping to shape our future. This is truly a ground floor opportunity in a ground floor industry. How often does that happen? I read this quote myself actually about a year ago, and I kind of sloughed it off because this wasn't my thing, but wow. And our company has 60,000, slightly plus or minus, brand ambassadors around the world with over 7,000% growth in the last 3 years. So even though you're hearing about CBD every day, not everyone is taking the steps to enter the industry, and that's probably a good thing. The ones that are not necessarily providing the best quality products, or they might not even be aware that they're not the best quality products. But it blows my mind that I'm part of something so incredible that's helping to change our world and our health. Because I can tell you, mine certainly has. Um, we've helped so many people around the world. Look at this. Our sales have grown by 70 times in monthly sales over the last 2.5 years. Can you even imagine? And the best part, this isn't even stopping. I mean, we're not even at full throttle, not even close. In this business, there are actually 9 different ways that you can be compensated, and of course, that's through retail sales. We have a 3 and free program. I've actually uploaded that for you under the handouts tab. You can feel free to download that so you can take a look at that. I mean, you can actually earn, whether you're a preferred customer or a brand ambassador, you can earn free products. I mean, where can you do that? There are all kinds of bonuses. We're the only company to offer a minimum income guarantee. And that minimum income guarantees means when you reach various levels, you start earning on top of all these other ways in which you can earn your compensation. You're going to have a minimum monthly income. And I will tell you that it can be um, 2 words: residual income. That's the part I love the most. I am building this business brick by brick. But as a business owner of other businesses, if those businesses shut down tomorrow for whatever reason, I'm not going to get any income from them. Zero. Nothing. Unless I have it in savings. My Canaway business is allowing me to build for the rest of my future, and I am thrilled about that because that means that I have an opportunity. If there comes a time where I can't do this anymore for whatever reason, I still will have a residual income coming in. So if you are retired, that's really exciting because well, okay, I'll admit it. I'm not terribly far away from potentially retiring. Um, but if you're interested in having your own business, there's a proven pattern of activities that help you do this the right way so that you're able to start sharing and helping people. And I have to be honest with you, all the talk about the income and the money and residual income is awesome. But the truth is, my real reason is I am thrilled to share these life-changing products that are all natural, no big pharma, with everyone I care about. And it's changing their lives too. So, how do you get started? This is really not difficult. You can become a brand ambassador for $55 a year. That includes your website, that includes your back end. As someone who's in a business that I have to input everything I want in my back end, that's huge for me. I don't have to enter anything. All the work is done for me. You make an appropriate initial order to launch your business, which you can buy a value pack. And in fact, right now, until the end of March, if you decided this was a business that you did want to start for yourself, if you purchase a value pack, You can become a brand ambassador for $1 for the year. You can set up a smart ship, which is your automatic monthly shipment of whatever products you want. What I love is that I can constantly change and adjust what I want for my smart ship. You want to enroll either three brand ambassadors or preferred customers with a value pack within your first 30 days, and you can become fast start qualified. You become fast start qualified. That's a great hurdle to pass because it means you're going to earn more money. And these are just some of our, you can see that we have value packs that start at $249 all the way up to $18.99. And frankly, that's the one I went for because I want to know my products. But I have plenty of people who love everything in between. So I hope that this has been helpful to you. I'd like to give you one more poll if you wouldn't mind. There you go. Awesome. I think we all agree that a residual income is a great thing to have. So I just want to show you very quickly that under handouts, you can just click on each of these. The 3M free, the Canway difference. I've given you also some information about network marketing, which I thought was fascinating. So I hope you'll take a look at that. Again, I want to thank you so much for listening to me and bearing with me as I embark on this for the first time. I hope that I know that whoever brought you here will be in touch with you to follow up, but you may also please feel free to reach out to them. And I am looking just to make sure that, okay, very good. I want to make sure we didn't have any actual questions, and we don't. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have an amazing night, and be sure to let us know how we can help you feel better and share this with the world. So, good night.